Right, what is up, guys? It's JD Gaming here, and today has been quite an eventful day in terms of the world, really, in that we found out that North Korea has potentially and almost definitely tested a hydrogen bomb under the ground. Now, a lot of people are getting really, really worried about this, and potentially rightly so. However, we kind of need to look at the rest of the world to actually see how much of an impact this could have. You need to bear in mind that this is just a test. There was like a scientific reading taken by some American scientists. I think they're American, and they kind of found a 5.1 reading that suggests that this, like the nuclear stuff, the stuff that comes out of a hydrogen bomb, basically. I'm not really too into the science, but the stuff that comes out of the hydrogen bomb when it goes off, the reading of where it was and what actually happened, it couldn't have been a natural occurrence. But it pretty much confirms the North Korea have tested a hydrogen bomb, which, yeah, it could be potentially scary, but we kind of need to have a look at the bigger picture, as I've said before. Now, North Korea are seen as a huge threat to national and international security by the United States and by us here in the UK and a lot of the major powers really in the world. I'm pretty sure Russia don't even like him that much, and that's really saying something. But if you look at other countries, the UK, Russia, especially the United States of America, you can see that North Korea are only a tiny piece of the puzzle. The United States spends about 8 times the amount of anyone else on their military. They have 5,000 nuclear warheads. 5,000. And people are getting worried about North Korea potentially having one hydrogen bomb. The amount of warheads that the United States has is quite frankly incomprehensible. I kind of get the feeling that they don't even need them. I don't get the feeling. I know that you do not need 5,000 nuclear warheads. Christ, they've even been disbanding half of them. At the height of the Cold War, when they were even more scared of Russia, the United States had 10,000 nuclear warheads. That's just plain ridiculous. The fact that they spend about so many times more, like 5, 6, 7, 8 times more than people like China and Russia. I think China is the one behind the United States. Don't quote me on that. Is it China or Russia? I'm not entirely sure. But the fact that they're spending so much more money kind of makes me think, well, if they think they're the peacekeepers, they might be a little bit mistaken. But I'm kind of getting the feeling that North Korea could just be a scapegoat, really. We really don't have the right to tell them what they can and can't do when the United States has 5,000 nuclear warheads. Just to bear in mind, warheads are a last resort. If we're starting to use warheads, there is nothing left to fight for. Nothing. Because if warheads are used and they are activated, there is nothing left of this world, people. Look at what warheads back in 1945 could do to cities. Times that by 10 with each one. If you fired off 2 to the United Kingdom, hit London, maybe you hit Scotland, those countries would just be out of action. Most of the economy would just go to shit. So many people would die. Radiation poisoning. You look at games like Fallout 4 and think, yeah, it'd be really cool. But, Jesus, games like Fallout are 200 years after the thing happened. It's not a good idea to have nuclear war and just hope you'll survive it. Because if nuclear war happens, there will be nothing left to live for. That's not up for debate. That's not, oh, well, this could happen. Or you can't have some redneck saying, well, nuclear war could help us get rid of those pesky communists. We're kind of going on to the fact that North Korea having one hydrogen bomb isn't the problem. It's the entire world having nuclear weapons that is the problem. I kind of feel that as a society, we kind of need to look at ourselves and think, well, we're scared of these people that have tested one hydrogen bomb. Yes, they potentially have more. They probably do have more if they're testing them, to be honest. But you look at the amount of money that is projected in to military funds and all that stuff, you kind of need to get a sense of perspective that we aren't necessarily the good guys. We just like to think we're the good guys, but we're just the rich and the powerful. That doesn't make us good by any stretch of the imagination. anything that makes us quite morally bad, being one of the Bane superpowers in the world. Which, let's face it, us in the UK, we aren't really anymore. We used to be. We're not anymore. Can't even get our head around that. But I'm kind of frustrated that people are so scared over one small country in the Pacific Ocean having a few warheads. If we wanted to, we could wipe out North Korea in 1, maybe 2 bombs. And considering, not bomb, nuclear warheads. And considering how many the states have, that shouldn't really be a bit of a problem, should it? I'm kind of getting the picture that people are overreacting to this a little bit. We have hydrogen bombs. If we tested one, which we probably have in the desert somewhere in America, there would no way be the outcry that is happening now. I think you just need to get a sense of perspective and think, well, if they do have hydrogen bombs, and if they do use it, there's fuck all I can do. Hope you've enjoyed this, guys. If you have, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Always enjoy any discussion that goes on down below. Anyway, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.